Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Closing Comments here on July 24th. Let's jump right into our charts and see what happened in the markets today. Down below, we see a little bit of downside across the cattle market here today with these cattle prices giving back some of yesterday's gains. We got our October live cattle here on the board to start us off. We did see today's action putting in a nice inside day with price trading inside of the prior day's range. Did see market just selling off most of the early session this morning, finding good support down there at yesterday's open, bouncing off and closing the day at 222.32. Nice inside day here, showing prices just getting a little top heavy at the moment up here at these overextended, overbought levels. Top end of this trend channel line is a spot we are looking at for a potential resistance and looking for a potential pullback to come from here. At the moment, we do have this inside day. We haven't broken down any lows at the moment, but we do just want to be cautious as we head into tomorrow. Today's low down here at 221.17 is going to come into play. In the event of offers below that level and below 220.80, our bull pivot. It's kind of a blurry line here, but just right around this 221 mark. If we do get some follow through and get some offers below that, we could see this pullback get underway. Close below these levels will confirm that pullback, and we should be looking to see a little bit of downside here in the near term after this impressive almost $18 rally off this recent bounce from the 50-day moving average, and seeing this market push over the last few weeks here. So I just want to be cautious as we head into the last day of the week tomorrow, and as we head into next week, that a potential pullback could be coming from here if offers come in below that 221 mark. This market still remains hot and strong, so any dips are expected to be buying opportunities. This market has made a nice strong rally up into new all-time highs, and we expect to see any downside be bought back up. In the event of a breakdown here, we are going to see this market kind of snap down here to this 20-day moving average. It's going to be the first spot to be looking for support. We'll have to wait and see how the bulls react in the event of getting there. But in the meantime, we do just expect to see a pullback here coming off these overbought levels. We could see this market continue to pause up here and just take a breather at these higher levels, or just keep the slow drift higher that we've seen over the last 2 weeks. But we are just starting to see some signs of a potential pullback as this market has gotten a little overheated. So I just want to be cautious that the bears could kind of step in here and push this market lower, as these bulls have had a nice run up and could see some profit taking here and force a little bit of selling pressure. But like I said, we do expect to see this hot market be bought back up in the event of a dip. So just be ready for another buying opportunity to come over the next week or two. Let's jump over to the feeders now. Feeders were a little bit weaker here today. We did see this market undercut the prior day low. We didn't get a close below it yet, but this market pulling back and getting that close right there, just right around 329. Just like the fats, this market has pushed up into these all-time highs, getting pretty extended here at the moment, and continued follow through and offers below this current day's low up there at 327.15. We'll get this thing rolling lower back towards this 20-day moving average. That'll be the spot to find support step in at first. We'll have to wait and see how the bulls react if we get down there. But in the meantime, this market could just keep a nice, slow, choppy grind higher, as this uptrend still remains strong, and the bulls have been resilient recently. But in the event of offers below today's low, we could see this pullback get underway and start looking for a buying opportunity to come into this market maybe over the next couple weeks here. So that's where we're at with this cattle market, just getting a little bit extended, but still remains strong and healthy, and we expect to see it keep rallying out throughout the summer here. Might just be needing to pull back here to cool off in the near term. Over to the corn futures now. We did see a little rally here today. Nothing major and nothing to break out of this downtrend here at the moment. We did see corn rally up here and just fall short of that 20-day moving average, but we did get a close above that prior day high. At the moment, we can see this market hasn't really made any decisive moves. We are just kind of chopping up here on this lower time frame between this 416 and 423 area. Just good distribution here at the moment. Nothing really saying this downtrend is over or that we're going to have any major upside. We do have plenty of overhead resistance, anywhere from this 20-day moving average up to this 50-day average and this prior gap that we saw resistance at. So we do expect to see the bears keep pressing this market lower. Just a little bit of a bounce here at the moment. We'll have to wait and see how tomorrow's action plays out, but expect to see corn prices to continue getting cheaper. Over to the crude oil market. Did see a little bit of upside here today after this market has spent the first part of the week balancing out here right around this bull pivot. After a couple of these tests lower below this pivot and closes back above it, we are seeing some wicks down here showing good support here by the bulls at the low end of this range. Nice little rally here today, pretty tight ranges, only a little over $1 rally here, and getting this market to push back up and get a close above these prior day highs. We could see this market start to cut back across this range up here towards the high 60s and move back across these moving averages. At the moment, we aren't expecting any major upside, just a good choppy back and forth. We continue to expect little volatility here in this oil market as it sits around these mid 60s to high 60s. No directional bets here at the moment. Look for this market just to keep chopping up. We'll have to wait and see if this market can get a break outside of this range before we can get a real directional move. So in the meantime, just sit tight and let this market continue to chop up here in the 60s. Over to the stock market here, we did have our indexes just taking a brief pause up here after yesterday's rally. Real tight range day here, only trading about a 26-point range here on the S&P, putting in a new all-time high up there at 64.18 though. Did see the Nasdaq failing to make a new all-time high here. Price just hanging out here near the top end of yesterday's range. The Dow did give back a little bit of yesterday's gains, but hanging out here just shy of those all-time highs. These indexes have been pretty hot, especially the Nasdaq and the S&P. We've been pretty extended here in a pretty overbought territory, so we do expect to see a pullback come from here. This market's just been resilient, keep pushing up here at the moment. But with this pause day up here, we could see any offers below today's low. Kind of flush this market lower, try and go find support at this 20-day moving average. This big picture uptrend remains intact, and we expect to see the upside continue. However, at the moment, these new all-time highs and extended prices are due for a little bit of a cool-off, and we expect to see any dips that come from here be good buying opportunities. However, in the meantime, until we get offers below these prior day lows and really get some follow-through, no need to be jumping in front of this thing, as this market has been incredibly strong. And we do expect to see the upside continue throughout the summer. We just might be looking for a pullback here in the near term. So that's all we got for tonight. Everyone have a good Friday trading day, and we'll catch you this weekend for week 30. Have a good night.